Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Gossips 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The October episode of The Bold and the Beautiful explodes into chaos with the stunning and fiery reveal that changes everything. An episode that begins with tension so thick it could shatter glass and ends with the streets of Los Angeles echoing with shouts of "Catch her!" As Luna Nozawa bolts into the night like a woman possessed, her entire world collapsing beneath the weight of her own deception. It all begins at Bill Spencer's mansion, where the family has gathered for what they think is a private paternity confirmation. A quiet, clinical moment overseen by Dr. Bridget Forrester, whose professional calm is about to be annihilated by the truth encoded in the DNA results. Will Spencer, still trying to make sense of the whirlwind that began when Luna appeared at the gate weeks earlier claiming she was pregnant with his child, stands beside his father, Bill, both of them bracing for impact. The tension in the room is palpable. The Spencer men exchange loaded glances while Rich Forrester, always ready to see a scandal in motion, keeps his arms crossed and eyes narrowed on Luna, whose tremors of nervous energy betray the storm brewing beneath her facade. Bridget unfolds the envelope like it's a live wire, and the silence that follows is suffocating. No one breathes as she reads, her eyes scanning the report twice, 3 times, the blood draining from her face before she looks up, voice low but trembling. "The test is conclusive," she says. "Will is not the father." The words crash into the room like a thunderclap. Gasps, shouts, and stunned silence follow. Bill's jaw tightens to steel. Ridge mutters, "Of course she lied." And Will stumbles back in disbelief, his face collapsing into horror and heartbreak. Luna's lip quivers, her eyes darting like a trapped animal. She shakes her head, whispering, No, that can't be right. It's wrong. You must have mixed it up." But Bridget, visibly shaken, shakes her head slowly. "It's accurate. I double-checked before coming in here. Will, you're not the father of Luna's baby." Luna's mask cracks instantly. Panic floods her voice, her breath shallow, her body trembling. She looks at Bill, hoping for a trace of mercy, but the Spencer patriarch's eyes are pure ice. "Who is the father, Luna?" he growls, stepping closer, his voice cutting through the air like a blade. Luna stammers, trying to find words, but they fail her. Her lies unravel faster than she can sew them back together. Rich takes a predatory step forward, practically seething with vindication. "I knew it. She's been playing all of you from the start," he spits, glancing at Bill. "You let her into your home, you defended her, and now look." Bill's fury simmers, but beneath it there's confusion too. Luna's tears start falling fast, her voice cracking with desperation. "You don't understand. I didn't mean for it to happen this way. I was scared. I just wanted to protect my baby." But her plea only fuels the fire. "Protect your baby?" Will snaps, his voice hoarse, tears brimming in his eyes. "You used me, Luna. You lied about everything." His hands are trembling, the weight of betrayal heavy in his chest. Bridget tries to calm him, but the emotional dam has burst. "You let me think I was going to be a father," he shouts, his voice breaking. Luna backs away, shaking, mumbling, "I'm sorry, I didn't know what else to do," as Ridge's voice roars over hers, demanding answers. "Then who is the father?" he thunders. But Luna won't, or can't answer. Her silence says enough. It's Bridget who notices Luna's frantic glance toward the door, the twitch in her hand, the subtle shift in her posture. "She's going to run," Bridget says under her breath, and she's right. In a flash, Luna darts toward the foyer, her heart pounding so hard it drowns out everything else. The family reacts in chaos. Ridge lunges forward, yelling, "Don't let her leave," while Bill shouts the episode's defining line, "Catch her!" The command echoes through the mansion as Luna bursts out the door, her heels clattering against the marble, her sobs mixing with the slam of the entryway. Outside, she gasps for breath, her hair wild, the California wind whipping across her tear-streaked face as she bolts down the driveway, one hand cradling her stomach, the other clutching her phone. Inside, pandemonium reigns. Bridget rushes after her, trying to call security, while Rich grabs his phone to call the police, declaring that Luna is a danger to herself and others. Will sinks onto the couch, completely broken, muttering, "She used me. She really used me." Bill stands frozen for a long moment. the fury in his chest giving way to cold determination. She won't get far, he growls, storming out into the night. The camera follows Luna stumbling through the dark streets of Bel Air, barefoot now after kicking off her shoes to run faster, tears streaming, her breath ragged. Her mind races through flashes of everything that brought her here. Finn's rejection, Steffi's contempt, Lee's disgust, Poppy's bitter silence. And now this, the one secret that was supposed to secure her safety, turned to ash. The episode takes on a thriller pace as Luna weaves through traffic, nearly hit by a car, her phone buzzing with messages, one from Poppy, "Luna, what did you do?" and one from an unknown number. "We need to talk. It's about the baby." Her eyes widen at that last message, a name flashing across the screen that the camera deliberately hides from the viewer, leaving the audience screaming with speculation. Could it be Zend? RJ? Or someone completely unexpected? Perhaps even a man connected to Sheila Carter's dark circle? The possibilities explode across fan theories online as the chase intensifies. Back at Bill's mansion, Bridget tries to steady Will, explaining that while the results are conclusive, the next step is to determine the true father's identity through additional tests. But Will can't hear her. He's spiraling, remembering every tender moment he shared with Luna, every promise, every night she whispered that he'd be a wonderful father. "She made me believe I could be something good," he says bitterly, voice breaking. Bridget squeezes his hand, her own face tight with pity and unease. Ridge paces the room like a caged lion, muttering that Luna's lies could have endangered the family again. And Bill is already calling Justin Barber, ordering him to track Luna's car and find her before she disappears. If she's lying about this, Bill says through clenched teeth, she might be hiding something a lot worse. Meanwhile, the camera cuts to Luna stumbling into a deserted parking lot behind a diner. She's exhausted, trembling, whispering to herself, "I didn't mean for it to happen this way." She leans against a wall, breathing hard, clutching her belly. The moonlight hits her face, and for the first time, her fear is mixed with defiance. "They'll never take my baby," she says aloud, voice shaking but resolute. Just then, headlights flood the alley, a car pulls up fast and Luna freezes. A man steps out, his silhouette familiar but unclear in the darkness. "Luna," he calls out. Her eyes widen. "You," she whispers, stunned. The man steps closer, and though his face isn't fully shown, his voice is unmistakable to viewers who know the cadence. It's Finn. "Luna, what have you done?" Finn demands, his voice low but full of anguish. "You lied to everyone. You dragged my family into this nightmare again." Luna collapses to her knees, sobbing. "I didn't want to lose everything. I thought I could fix it if Will believed." But Finn cuts her off. "You can't fix lies with more lies. You need help, Luna. You're scaring everyone." He tries to approach her, but Luna flinches, clutching her stomach protectively. "Stay back. You don't care about me, you never did. None of you do," she screams. Back at the mansion, Bridget's phone rings. It's Finn, his voice tight with alarm. "I found her," he says. "But she's not well. She's having some kind of breakdown." Bridget tells him to keep her talking while she calls an ambulance, and Bill, overhearing, grabs his keys again. "No," he growls. "I'll be there myself." He storms out, Ridge on his heels. The next sequence is pure adrenaline. Finn trying to reason with Luna, who's trembling and disoriented, while Bill and Ridge race through the city to get there. The confrontation reaches its fever pitch when Luna's emotional walls completely crumble. "I didn't want to hurt anyone," she wails. "I just wanted someone to love me, someone to stay." Finn, torn between compassion and frustration, kneels down, trying to reach her. "Luna, you're not alone, but you need to stop running." Her breathing grows shallow. "I can't go to prison," she gasps. "They'll take my baby. They'll take everything." The sound of sirens grows louder in the distance, and Luna's eyes go wide with terror. "They're coming for me," she whispers, and before Finn can grab her, she bolts again, sprinting into the shadows just as Ridge and Bill's car screeches into view. "She went that way," Finn yells, and Bill shouts the episode's title line one more time. "Catch her." As they all take off running after her, the camera follows Luna through the labyrinth of backstreets, her hair wild, her breath ragged, flashes of police lights bouncing off wet pavement. Every corner she turns, her past flashes before her eyes. Her mother's cold face, Finn's disappointment, Steffi's fury, Will's heartbreak. She stumbles to her knees, screaming in anguish. I didn't mean for it to go this far. But the sirens close in. The episode ends in cinematic fashion. Luna surrounded by flashing lights, tears streaking her cheeks, whispering to her unborn child. I'll protect you no matter what. Finn's voice cuts through the chaos. Luna, please. Don't make it worse. The screen fades to black as Luna turns toward him, her face illuminated by red and blue light, her eyes filled with a haunting mix of love and madness. A single gunshot echoes, though it's unclear whether it's a warning, an accident, or something far more tragic. The screen goes black, and the final line appears. To be continued. This episode will be remembered as one of the Bold and the Beautiful's most explosive cliffhangers. A masterclass in emotional chaos and moral collapse. The reveal that Will Spencer is not the father detonates every fragile bond in the Spencer, Forrester, and Finnegan families. Bridget's discovery sets off a chain reaction that will ripple through the show for weeks. Will's heartbreak could push him into a darker path. Bill's wrath may unleash a Spencer war. Ridge's vindication might make him reckless again. And Finn's confrontation with Luna could expose an even deeper secret about her baby's true father. Fans are already buzzing about the mystery man behind the DNA twist, with theories ranging from Zen Forrester to R.J. Forrester, to a shocking return of an older villain like Thomas, Deacon, or even a hidden player connected to Sheila Carter's past. As the episode moves beyond that chilling final gunshot, the camera plunges the audience into total darkness, then slowly fades back in on flashing police lights, chaos, and heavy rain beginning to fall. The once glamorous streets of Beverly Hills are now the scene of raw emotional destruction. The Spencer security team rushes in first, flashlights cutting through the night as officers shout for everyone to stay back. Finn stands frozen, chest heaving, his white coat soaked through, his face a mask of guilt and disbelief. He doesn't even know whether the sound he just heard was real, or just the sound of his worst fears echoing in his mind. Bill Spencer pushes past a line of cops yelling, "Where is she? Where's Luna?" While Ridge Forrester grabs Finn's arm, demanding answers. Tell me what happened, Finn. Did she shoot someone? Did she hurt herself? Finn can barely form words, his voice breaking as he says, I don't know. I just heard the shot. The tension is unbearable. Officers sweep the area until a shout cuts through the chaos. Over here. Everyone turns toward a narrow alley where a figure lies on the ground, half conscious, soaked from the rain. It's Luna. The crowd rushes forward, but Finn gets there first, dropping to his knees beside her. She's clutching her belly, breathing fast, but the blood on her sleeve tells the real story. The bullet grazed her arm, a self-inflicted accident or perhaps the ricochet of her own panic. Luna, don't move, Finn urges, trying to keep his voice calm. You're going to be okay. But Luna's eyes flick open, glassy with tears and confusion. They're going to take my baby, she whispers, trembling. Don't let them take my baby, Finn. He swallows hard, his own heart breaking as he presses a cloth to her wound. No one's taking your baby, he says quietly, even though he's not sure he can keep that promise anymore. Bridget arrives in the ambulance moments later, her professionalism reasserting itself through the chaos. She kneels beside Finn, checking Luna's pulse. We need to get her to the hospital now, she orders. Ridge, watching from behind, mutters to Bill, I hope this finally opens everyone's eyes about what she's capable of. Bill doesn't answer. He's staring at Luna, his jaw tightening, his face torn between fury and pity. For all his anger, Bill Spencer has always had a soft spot for those who break under pressure. Just get her safe, he says hoarsely. We'll deal with the rest later. Cut to the emergency room. Bright lights, echoing footsteps, machines beeping. The drama doesn't stop when Luna is wheeled into a trauma bay. Bridget and Finn work side by side, the air thick with history and emotion. Luna keeps drifting in and out of consciousness, her murmurs haunting. I didn't lie about everything, she whispers at one point, voice barely audible. Just about who he was. Bridget looks up sharply, glancing at Finn. Who was? She asks, but Luna slips under sedation before she can answer. Finn stares down at her, the words replaying in his mind. Could she mean the father? Is there another secret that no one knows? The question burns as he steps back from the bed, wiping his hands on a towel, his thoughts spiraling. Meanwhile, in the waiting room, the atmosphere is electric with anger and confusion. Rich paces like a caged animal while Bill sits rigid, elbows on his knees, staring at the floor. Will is there too, pale and shell-shocked, refusing to look anyone in the eye. I can't believe she did this, he mutters over and over, his voice hollow. Brooke arrives next, drawn in by the chaos. Ridge, what's going on? Is Luna all right? She asks, but her question earns a snort from Ridge. All right? Brooke, she's been lying to everyone for months. She trapped Will, humiliated Bill, and dragged Finn into this disaster. And you're worried if she's all right. Brooke places a gentle hand on his arm, softening him as only she can. Ridge, she's still a human being. She's pregnant, she's hurt, and clearly she's terrified. Maybe there's more to this than we know. That last sentence lands like a seed in Bill's mind. More than we know. He looks up, a faint spark of realization flickering in his eyes. You're right, he mutters. There's something else here. There always is with the Nozawas. He pulls out his phone and calls Justin again. Dig deeper, he orders. I don't care how long it takes. Find out who that baby's real father is. I want names, I want timelines, I want everything. As this storm brews, Poppy Nozawa finally appears, rushing into the hospital in tears. Her hair is disheveled, her voice shaking as she confronts Bridget. Where's my daughter? What happened? Bridget leads her into a private corridor and gently explains the situation. The DNA results, the chase, the gunshot. Poppy nearly collapses. Oh God, she gasps. I told her not to lie. I told her this would destroy her. Bridget, curious now, presses gently. Poppy, you knew she was lying about Will? Poppy hesitates, eyes darting. I suspected. She was desperate. She thought it was the only way to keep herself safe. She's been through so much, Dr. Forrester. You have no idea what she's been hiding. Bridget frowns. Then tell me. Because if she's still hiding something, it's going to come out whether she wants it to or not. Poppy's hands shake as she covers her mouth. You wouldn't believe me if I told you, she says quietly. That baby's father. He's someone Luna should never have gone near. Someone who could ruin all of us. The line lands like a grenade, and Bridget's eyes widen. Are you saying it's someone dangerous? Poppy nods faintly. More dangerous than you know. The camera zooms in on her trembling face before cutting back to Luna's hospital room, where Finn is watching over her as she sleeps. Her vitals stabilize, but her words echo through his mind. I didn't lie about everything. Just about who he was. When Bridget and Poppy enter the room, Finn immediately asks, what does that mean? Who is she talking about? Poppy hesitates, but Bridget's expression demands honesty. Poppy, she says firmly. If there's someone else involved in this, someone who could come after Luna or the baby, we need to know. Poppy wrings her hands. It wasn't supposed to go this far, she whispers. He promised her protection. He promised he'd keep her safe if she kept quiet. Finn's heart pounds. Ooh. Poppy finally looks up, tears in her eyes. It's not Will. It's not RJ or Zend. It's someone older. Someone powerful. Someone with a reason to hide this. The scene cuts to Bill Spencer's office the next morning. Justin arrives with a folder of documents. You were right to be suspicious, he tells Bill. Luna's been receiving money transfers from an offshore account for months, and they trace back to Deacon Sharp. Bill's jaw drops. Deacon, he repeats, stunned. You're telling me Sheila Carter's ex is somehow tied to Luna and this baby? Justin nods grimly. Looks that way. Deacon's been wiring her money under a fake consulting arrangement through Il Giardino's shell company. The timing matches exactly with when she claimed to be pregnant. Bill slams his fist on the desk, fury radiating off him. So this entire mess, all of it, could be tied to Sheila again. Back at the hospital, Finn and Bridget both get the same text at once. A hospital-wide alert that Sheila Carter has checked herself into the ER with stress-related cardiac symptoms. The tension skyrockets. No, Finn breathes, grabbing his coat. No, she can't be here right now. But as they rush toward the ER, they find Sheila already in the hallway, smirking faintly, though her eyes betray worry. I heard about Luna, she says softly. I came to make sure she's okay. Finn glares at her, his patience gone. Don't play innocent, Sheila. If you know anything about what Luna's been doing, or who the father really is, you'd better start talking. Sheila's smirk fades, replaced with something eerily serious. Be careful, Finn, she murmurs. You don't want to dig up things that are better left buried. That baby could change everything. As the day unfolds, the hospital turns into a web of whispered conversations and hidden motives. Ridge corners Finn in the corridor, pressing him for updates. You know as well as I do that this isn't just some scandal, Ridge says. This is a ticking bomb. If Luna's been working with Deacon or Sheila, that puts your whole family in danger again. Finn, exhausted, retorts, Luna's still my patient, and she's carrying a child. Whatever she's done, I'm not abandoning her. Ridge narrows his eyes. You sound just like your father, he mutters. Always trying to save the people who bring chaos. Meanwhile, in Luna's room, the camera lingers on her face as she dreams restlessly. Flashes of the past flicker. A secret meeting with Deacon at Il Giardino. Him handing her an envelope, his words muffled but urgent. No one can ever know, Luna. If Bill finds out, it's over for both of us. She wakes with a jolt, gasping, whispering, Deacon, as Bridget rushes in to calm her. Luna, it's okay, you're safe, Bridget says, but Luna shakes her head frantically. No, I'm not. He's going to find out, they all will. By the episode's final act, the stage is set for another bombshell. Bill storms into the hospital, slamming Deacon's financial records on the counter. You want to explain this? He demands. Deacon, who happens to be visiting Sheila, stammers. Bill, I don't know what you're talking about. But Bill cuts him off. You've been paying Luna for months. And now she's claiming to be carrying your child, isn't she? The entire hospital lobby falls silent. Deacon's face drains of color. It's not what you think, he whispers. Sheila steps forward, stunned. Deacon, tell me it's not true. The cliffhanger unfolds with Luna waking up to overhear the confrontation through the half-open door. Her heart pounds. No, she whispers. Not like this. She tries to get out of bed, ignoring Bridget's protests, and stumbles into the hallway just as Bill's voice booms. Answer me, Deacon. Are you the father of Luna Nozawa's baby? Luna's tear-streaked face appears in the doorway, trembling as she whispers, Stop it, please. Don't make me say it. Everyone turns. Finn, Bridget, Sheila, Bill, Ridge, frozen in a tableau of shock. Deacon's lips part, his eyes flicker with guilt and resignation. It's true, he says softly. I'm the father. The room explodes into chaos again. Sheila gasps, Finn's face contorts with disbelief, and Ridge mutters, Oh my God. This is worse than I thought. Luna collapses into tears, shouting, I didn't mean for it to happen. He said he'd help me. He said he loved me. Bill looks at Deacon like he's ready to tear him apart, while Sheila, shaking her head, whispers, You betrayed me again.